You can't take it back, no. I've got so much left to say, but I'll take my words and walk away.
Yo, what is up guys, your boy Jabax here, back at it again with another Wizard 101 video. Guys, basically, in this video, I'll be telling you guys what I think will happen to the game whenever the new worlds come out. I'll tell you guys if I think it will work, and I think it'll bring back more players. And yeah, I think that this is an important topic just because this is a time where I think Wiz can either die even more or can grow. And potentially grow back to the place where it was a few years ago. So, as you guys all know, Empyrea is really hyped, and a lot of people can't wait for Empyrea, but there's a lot of things that KingsOwl can do to make more people come back to the game when Empyrea comes out. For instance, quality of life updates, a whole bunch of other updates, like maybe adding in a new dungeon, maybe adding in new spells and stuff. But the thing is, what really is a game changer for a lot of stuff is the PvP aspect, and I think Empyrea will be able to bring new types of PvP, but hopefully it does not break the game already more than Shadow Pips already have at max. So basically, I think what they're gonna I think what they should try doing is sort of move away from, like, you know, the 2-pip power pip shadow spells and go sort of like into, you know, like those power shadow pips spells that cost like 7 or 8 or 9 pips, but still don't make them like so broken to the point where, you know, you can't really like PvP against a certain school. I think that they did a good job with the new spells, just not with the how much pips it costs with them. I think that they're all pretty balanced out spells, just different animations, and I think if they did that with a spell like that, just made it a little bit more damage but a lot more pips, it would be a really good school, not a really good school, a really good spell. And I think that, you know, maybe you can add a debuff or a buff, sort of like a King Artorias, except a little buffed version. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the description down below, or the comments. Why did I say description? But basically, guys, that's not what I'm trying to talk about this video. I'm going to talk about what I think might happen to the game when new worlds come out. So we all know that the next world is Empyrea. It's been data mined. We all know like what we're gonna see. Well, we don't really know what we're gonna see. All we know is the theme of it. We know some of the songs in it, and we just know that overall the world's gonna be Empyrea. But knowing this, I do think that Wizard 101 has a good chance of growing back to what it was before if they can do a few minor changes to the game. I feel like Empyrea could be a new start for Wizard 101 and can include more people into the game, because we've been missing out with a bunch of people. I think this can make the game grow if they just listen to the fans. And I have one big idea in this video that I'll be telling you guys. But I think that if they work on Empyrea, if they do Empyrea right, and it's a really, really good world, like, and the arc doesn't get dry, because so far I think that this arc is not our best arc. I think it's one of our worst arcs. Actually, I think it probably is the worst arc, just because we're basically chasing old Cobb down. You know, it's not really that fun, unless you guys think that's sort of fun, chasing someone down, but to me it's not that fun. If they sort of added a twist or something, you know, I think that would be a lot more fun of a you know, world. But I also think that they should add stuff and implement things into the game while they're adding Empyrea, like I said earlier in the video, like dungeons and a whole bunch of other stuff, because then you can get new gear, and it would just be ready for like level, I think it goes to level 30, so level 30, or not level 30, 130 PvP. And I guess 130 PvP can either be a almost like a really big broken game changer or a really good game changer. So you never know, it could break the game even more, or it could make the game. So that's why I think Empyrea can be a big thing for Wizard 101 if they just listen to the fans. Now this goes on to my idea of what they should do and implement into the game. So I used to play this game called RuneScape, and they used to not listen to their fans until eventually people started quitting the game, and then they added something that really inspired me for this idea in Wizard 101. So basically what they added inside the game of RuneScape was a pull box, where basically they put a pull box, you know, like anywhere around the I guess you could call it the spiral, but basically for Wizard 101 I'm going to put it in spiral terms. So they put a pull box around the spiral, and any ordinary player, not even but I think what would be good if you had a say in the community, if you had a membership. I think you should only be able to do this if you have a membership. because some people that are new probably could just go up to the poll box and take advantage of it. But basically, what I was thinking is they should put a poll box like they did with the team up box right by the bazaar. Now you probably are thinking like, what do you mean by a poll box? I mean, like, they list a whole bunch of questions, or like questions like, do you want us to implement this? Do you want us to implement that? And then whichever answer gets the most votes gets implemented into the game for a week. And then after it gets implemented in the game for a week, or not implemented in the game, it gets implemented in test realm. If it gets implemented in test realm, you get to test it out for a week. And then if you enjoy it, you can go back to the poll box and put, yes, I enjoyed it. And if you didn't enjoy it, you can put, no, I didn't enjoy it. Something like that. And then the feedback will go back to KI, and then they'll do questions all over again. And it'll just be a cycle of what, the community wants new. And I think this is a fair system, just because most of the community is at terms with what they want, and I think that this will help out the game so much, because KI will be able to listen to the people who actually play the game, the people who support the game, the people who give them money. And if you're gonna pay for a game, you obviously want what you want, like in the game. So I think this would be a really good sales tactic for KI, but it would also be a good way to get people back into the game. So if they did this and they added more quality of life updates, and they also added like a new dungeon, I think a bunch of people would come back to the game. And then after that, they should just, after the poll box is added, if they ever did, think about it, I think what they could do is they can put more questions in. And once the next world comes out, I think more people will be able to come if they follow the PvP correctly, PvP guidelines, because the shadow pips in PvP are not looking good. So they got to sort of nerf, the way. I think the new spell should have been, to be honest, I think it should have been, like 5 pips or something. Even though there's already a spell of 5 pips, I think that it should have been 5 pips. I don't really know why they decided to make a 2-pip spell. Even if they were gonna, implement a spell in, it shouldn't even have been 5 pips. It should have been like 7 pips for like the new spell, and it should have been a little bit better, because that's what they did from the beginning with the miscellaneous cards you get from just being the school, like Wraith. It goes up in pips. That's what they should do with shadow pips, instead of dropping down the price of the pips, because it just makes PvP really broken. It makes you basically have to rely on a shadow pip in PvP, and that's really what people do not want to see, because like it basically breaks max PvP, which is one of the biggest types of styles of PvP in the entire game. So growth wise, when Empyrea comes out, I think it's going to be a struggle. I don't think everybody's going to come back at once. I think it's going to be a growing process. Do I think more people will come to the game? Yes, I think a lot more people will come to the game. I think that it could be successful again if they just listen to us, and I feel like we can give them a bunch of advice, especially if they put that poll box in, because if they put that poll box in, we can actually tell them exactly what we want from what they say. And if the questions aren't right, we can give them feedback with them. And I just think that's such a good way of implementing things into the game, getting feedback, and I just think it's amazing. I also think that if KI had like a FAQ thing on their Twitter, where a whole bunch of fans could like put like DM them, well, not DM them, but like make like a thread of what they want into the game, and then KI reads them. I think that would also be a good way. But you see, that doesn't always work that way, so I think that a poll box would be good. See, they added like a team up box, which is really cool. I think that was a good quality of life update. Do I think people use it that much? I don't really think people use it that much, but I think people would use the poll box. So I just think it's a really, really, really good idea. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys thought this was a good idea. Anyway, guys, that's about it for the video. I think that the game could grow when Empyrea comes out, and if they just follow what we tell them to do. You guys are probably saying to yourself, like, no, but they aren't going to follow us. The thing is, we keep saying that, but they've actually done a few good things. In the past updates, they've sort of stopped the boosters a little bit, just a little bit, like they sort of took away ranks, which is a start. I'm not saying it's a totally like good update. I'm just saying it's a start of like what they can do in the future. So if you guys did enjoy, please drop a like down below. Also consider hitting that subscribe button for more videos in the future if you guys did enjoy. And yeah, if you guys want to see more like information videos like this, and if you guys want to see like more guides, because I've been doing those recently, I think they're really fun, just let me know in the comments down below. But anyway, guys, it's been Jabax. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Love you guys all to death, and peace. Also, guys, let me know down in the comments below if you guys are agree with this. I think I already said that, but let me know down in the comments what you guys think should be added into the game and implemented, because you guys always have really amazing ideas. And since you guys do play the game, obviously if you're watching my videos you probably play the game, then you guys probably have amazing ideas that I might want to hear, because I think that I'm open to all ideas, and I want to see your guys' ideas, and let me know if my idea was good or not, and tell me what I did wrong in this video. But anyway guys, that was the final outro, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, love you guys all to death, and peace.
King of Kings. SpongeBob, das Plankton in dem Brand. Gangster Schwammkopf mit der Gun. SpongeBob.